Hi Joel. Yeah, you to answer a couple of your questions as requested. Got to do what the captain says, really, haven't you? Right, those who don't know me, I'm Matthew Peanut, play number 8, superstar of the team, really. Yeah, also had to play second row this year, but that's mainly down to a problem that Lunk and Sadler both have. You know, they're both really overweight, and me being athletic, I'm able to jump in the line-out, so that's why, you know, Gaza and Coombs have asked me to step up this year, so thanks for that, guys. Right, over to the questions. Best dressed, no brainer really. You know, a bit unfair to the rest of the boys because I've got my own fashion stylist. Just happens to be my wife as well, so thanks goes to you, Alana, but I'll take this one, boys, yeah. Worst dressed, easy, Sadler. Looks terrible most weeks, does try and copy my style and outfits, you know, but fails miserably. Also got really terrible trainers and hat. Everybody says so, sorry, Sad. Worst dancer, Lunk. Like a sloth on the field and on the dance floor. Rarely see him move, so yeah. Best dancer, Zach. You know, I've recently witnessed him one night in Nelson Rugby Club, you know, strut his stuff, nobody else on there. Looked like he was trying to do walk-in lunges, but it was ridiculously funny, and yeah, well done, Zach. Worst taste in music, Jay and Carter. You know, obviously try and play some music while we're getting in the mood for rugby, you know, on a match day in the changing rooms. Jay and Carter get their phones out, plug them in, here comes bloody all the girly pop songs, Aqua, Girls Aloud, all that, and yeah, it doesn't work for me, boys. But then luckily, best taste in music, Mousy, comes and saves the day. He's got a brilliant love for rock music, and he gets us going in, yeah. Worst drinker, sorry captain, but you in this one is probably the main reason you can't get a girlfriend. And I've got to tell a secret to you now that I was babysitting you the other week in the kebab shop. Don't know why I was in the kebab shop. I was lost or whatever, but yeah, I had to save you from getting beat up by, you know, resident hard man Archie after you tried to snog his missus in front of him. So it's you. Best drinker, me probably. You know, I'm last man standing, babysitting the boys like I was with Naughty. Rarely slip up really, apart from my wedding night. So, you know, when we had that party, Lan, remember, it's probably not my fault. Probably spiked by my best man Whitey. So yeah, blame Whitey. Laziest player, again, you know, Lunk, half man, half hippo. You know, I got to make up for him every Saturday, or most Saturdays. You know, I've got a really good high percentage in you know, tackle count, hitting the most rucks and that this year, mainly down to Lunk not doing his part. Loosest player. Now, I don't really know what loosest means unless it's unless it means bisexual or something, and if it does, then again, our beloved captain, Naughty. I think you are the loosest player, probably again partly down to why you haven't got a girlfriend. Longest in the shower, again probably then our beloved captain, and now I know why. He's in there looking at all the boys as they're coming in out of the shower. That's it. Thanks, Joel.
The worst dressed player that even have to be Ryan Sadler, from his Nike trainers and grey jogging bottoms to his black leather snapback that he likes to wear on a Saturday. You can definitely tell he's from Bargoed. Just where he gets dressed in the dark half the time, so definitely Ryan Sadler.
Penis, because looks like he gets dressed in the dark.
Worst dressed, the only person I know over the age of 12 who doesn't dress himself, Lana's bitch, Penis.
Could be many boys up for this award, but worst dress has got to be either Richard or Alex Knott for wearing Crocs as if they're in fashion.
So Joel Knott have asked me who I think is the worst dressed of the players. Fair to say, there's two that stand out. Number 1, Matthew Williams. Number 2, Ryan Sadler.
Worst dressed player, I'd have to go for Joel Knott. Those salmon chino shorts are absolutely criminal.
I'd say there's 3 men in contention from worst dress. Zachary Pierce, when he turns up as a gypsy in his flower vest every Saturday. Ryan Sadler for turning up as Butch Dingle off Emmerdale. But hands down, worst dress in the club is Matthew Peanut. I know we'll only dress him, so apologies for that, but it must be hard to make a beanbag look good.
Worst dressed has got to be Peanut, old plum bum.
I'm going to have to give best dress to Aaron Humphries. He looks good at anything. I bet he sat there right now, tearing out of his shirt.
Best dressed, Keith. Best dressed has obviously got to be me.
Best dressed, David Carter.
Aaron Humphries, he looks like an action figure in anything he wears.
So apart from myself, Alex Knott would have to be the best dressed in the team. He's the only person I know who's handsome enough to rock up on a Saturday in a pair of knee-length shorts, rugby socks and a pair of Crocs, and no fucks given. So Alex Knott.
Best dancer, John Difford.
Best dancer, Keith.
Best dancer, I'd say Kurt Clarbey with his version of the slug.
Best dancer, biggest robot I've ever seen, our very own Terry Crews, Ian the Big Dog Morris.
John Difford's up there with the best of the dancers. He doesn't stop when he gets going, but after seeing Ian Morris do a head flip in Merthyr, he's not beaten.
So that comes down to the best dancer. There's only one good dancer in that club, and everybody knows who it is. It's me, John Difford.
So the best dancer on the team, it'd have to be Ian Morris. Joel thinks he's up there, but he hasn't got anything on Terry Crews. He's the only man who I know who's 18 stone of chicken and rice, as he likes to say, who's happy to throw the robot in at any given chance. So definitely Ian Morris.
Best dancer has got to be Baby Bird, Ian Morris.
So the worst dancer on the team would have to be James Spear. I'd like to say Ryan Sadler, but he's always in a family party or something, so he's never there. But yeah, definitely James Spear, because dances like his dad, and we all know how that goes.
Zachary Pierce, awful skills after a pint.
Penis.
Worst dancer, the Diffie Shoulders.
So the next one on the list is the worst dancer. No, there's a list as long as my arm, but the worst has got to be my old friend, Mr. Christopher Bax.
Worst dancer, I'd have to go for Dav Carter, the only man I know that thinks dancing involves throwing drink over your head.
Worst dancer, Zachary Pierce, when he gives you the old Stifler fingers.
So the worst taste in music, like music's different for everybody, everyone's got their own tastes, but I'm pretty sure I've heard Ryan Sadler listening to Taylor Swift on a Saturday before a game to get him up for it. So each to their own right, but we've definitely got the worst taste in music.
Worst music, gotta be Keith.
Worst taste in music, Mikey Alice, the Slipknot King.
And the worst, it's got to be James for liking Glee.
Next on the list now is the worst taste of music. There's only one that stands out for me, Mr. Michael Harris.
Worst taste in music goes to James Spear. I've never had anyone get motivated for a rugby match listening to pop songs.
Worst taste in music, James Spear, Glee, enough said. Best taste in music, The Human Jukebox, Mousy.
Best taste in music, the only person in the club who loves Busted and McFly and Glee, Jay Spear.
Best taste in music goes to Kurt Clarbey with his one song, 10 Million Slaves, he likes to play before a match.
Best music is a tough one. Keith.
Best taste in music, he says many a night up our rugby club, ladies, you know it. It's Darryl Thomas, Mousy.
Best taste in music has got to be Mouse. He's got some tunes on his phone before the game.
So the best taste in music in the team would probably have to go to Dav Carter, who's usually on match day DJ in the corner. A little bit of glee going on, but usually some McFly and some busted tunes, especially after a big win. So David Carter.
The worst drinker, Ian Morris, Alex Herbert. Ian Morris, 2 pints of lager, 2 vodkas and a cherry brandy, and he's on his back. Alex Herbert, well, he's just dull and decides to drink with Lunk.
Alex Herbert.
Worst drinker? Well, he's like the World Cup. He only comes out every 4 years. But after his last Brecon performance, it's got to be Ryan Sadler.
Worst drinker? Joel. Worst drinker goes to Ian Morris. Never known anyone to drink 3 pints in 20 minutes and spend the rest of the night paralytic.
Worst drinkers in the side have got to be between the two 12s. Ian Morris, 3 pints, he's throwing tables. David Carter, half pint, his eyes are like glass. Or it's going to be Chalky because he falls asleep wherever he's bloody standing.
Worst drinker, me, Joel Knott and Lunk.
So the worst drink on the team, easy decision, Ryan Sadler. We all seen the state he was in Brecon. Bit of a team social. Ryan's had a couple of shandies and drunk as a bastard on the bus. And I'm pretty sure this would be his first night out up the club since. So Ryan, you're awful. It's Ryan Sadler.
Biggest drink in the club's hands down Lunk after what he did to me in Nez Fest, absolutely criminal. But the best drink in the club's got to be Chris Bax for pushing the boundaries of his body twice now.
Best drinker goes to James Spear. The man drinks like a fish, and the more he drinks, the funnier he gets. Best drinker gotta be Keith.
The best drinker has got to be my old friend again, Christopher Bax. The only problem is he doesn't know when to say stop and ends up in hospital biggest part of the time.
So the best drinker of the team would probably have to be Lunk. There's a couple of witnesses to this, like Alex Herbert, myself, and Joel. I don't know where he pushed it, to be honest, Harvey, but living next to a pub has definitely paid off to him, so it's definitely going to have to be Lunk.
Me.
Best drinker? They say practice makes perfect. The Tyler's king, Lunk.
So who's the laziest player? I'm fully aware that I come close, but Matthew Williams is the laziest player I've ever been with. Very good player, but his training record and attendance is appalling, and he's the only man I know who will get a kebab on the way to the Chinese. So Matthew, well done. You beat me in a race for the first time ever. You are the laziest player.
Penis.
The laziest player has got to be Matthew Williams. Peanut.
Laziest player, I'd say, was Matthew Williams, whose version of fitness is walking to Domino's instead of ordering delivery.
Laziest player, Ryan Sadler.
Ryan Sadler, I think his missus hits more rucks than him.
Most people are going to go for laziest players, Matthew Peanut, half man, half mattress. But I'm going to have to go to one of my good friends, sick note, Danny Ellis.
Laziest player has got to be old ruck dodger Peanut.
Loosest player, it's toss up between two. It's either Big Dog Ian Morris or the Bash Brothers.
Alex Knott.
The loosest player I'd give to Alex Knott. I don't know what's better, either watching him play rugby or listening to him have a slangy match for the opposition.
The loosest player of the Nelson rugby team has got to be Alex Bash to Knott.
So this is supposed to be the loosest player, but I'm going to have to go the loosest players. And by players I mean brothers, the Bash brothers. They are by far the craziest duo I've ever met. Lucky to play inside them, or one of them usually when the other one gets a yellow card. So definitely the Bash brothers, crazy Alex and David.
Loosest player without a doubt, my younger brother Alex. I'm looking forward to the day where me and Bash won't have to look after him after someone does actually clock him one.
I didn't know what the loosest player meant, so the only thing I could think of is Lunk, due to the fact he loves anal.
Longest in the shower is a tough one, so I'm going to give it to Aaron Humphries because he looks good naked.
Longest in the shower. Now this is a tough one. It's between two. It's either Mike Yaris or his pants. I'm going to have to go Mike Yaris.
Longest in the shower I'd say was Mark Jones. He's the only man that's in there before me and leaves straight after me. He must be a Navy thing, standing around in the showers watching us Marines.
The longest player in the shower. Well, on a Saturday I'm usually too knackered to notice, to be honest with you. But after training, when I used to lock up, there's always one player who was last. Carl Maybank.
Keith Sadler.
This award could go to anyone in the team, but personally I think it's got to go to Mikey Spider-Big Harris, because he never takes those fucking pants off.
So the longest in the shower is probably the question you all want me to answer. A couple of contenders, but personally I think it would be Mikey Harris. I think he maybe keeps his pants on because he doesn't want to embarrass us all really, so longest in the shower is Mikey Harris.
Firstly, I'd like to apologise for not being there with you tonight, boys. I hope everyone has a good night in the presentation. Secondly, I'd like to thank two boys that's really helped us this year in Nelson. They've made training fun. They've worked their socks off on a Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So I'd like to thank Chaos Keith and Alex Knott. Love you, Bash.
Sorry I can't be here tonight, me being the best knot and all that, you know. I'll give a big shout out to my buddy Lunk, my favourite Nelson first player, Spear second and Diane third. You know, well, go well tonight, lads. Have a good one on me.